Hey everybody, this is Matthew with Wasted Days Homestead here in central Mississippi. Come to you, it is a very beautiful, beautiful Palm Sunday. The sun's out, not a cloud in the sky. It's been a great day. We've been working hard this weekend on our garden and a few other projects, trying to get ready for something big that's headed our way. Of course, we do have the produce stand, which we thought was going to be a big thing this year, but hey, we got something a little bit bigger than that coming. It's going to be a great testament to our homestead and to our future, and we can't wait to announce that. That's coming very soon. I'll be here before we know it, but we're waiting on that announcement right now, just to make sure everything is 100% on it before we make an announcement. But anyway, I want to show you what we've been doing this weekend on the garden. We've been working hard on it, and we are 95% done with all planting and bedding, and we'll have it done by Good Friday. The entire garden will be planted by Good Friday, and we will be done. But I wanted to show you where we're at right now, kind of what we had in the garden and what our beds look like, and see if this is something you might want to try. We have different style beds for different style reasons, and we'd like to take you on a tour and show you why. So as we come in our garden right here, you see, I always got to have a bench. Somewhere you always got to have a sit down. Growing up, me and my grandpa and my dad, we used to always sit on 5-gallon buckets out in the edge in the shade. I got a bench. I ain't got a shade, but I got a bench, so I'll go with it. So as we come in here, you see we got our 3 little raised beds here I built out of some reclaimed wood. I used these last year for tomato boxes, and they worked pretty good, but my tomato plants were falling over. My cages kept falling over. Ended up having to zip tie the cages up, and it just become a big hassle. So this year I repositioned them, cleaned them out, put new added in, and we got our pepper plants here. We have got our jalapeno pepper plants right here. We got that going on, and those 3 right there. And we got some stakes here. We got some wire cages if we need them. Coming in right here, we took this box, did a little adjustment, and we've got 2 potato plants growing in here. We've just added some more dirt in today, and we'll add some more in as it grows. Hopefully when we get done, the dirt will be probably right there at the top of it, and this time at the end of the year we'll have us some good potatoes. Now coming here last year, this was a very, very successful bed for us. We did our okra right here on this end, and down the end we did our cucumbers. So we turned everything, added a few additives, some lime, a few other things. Come back and we did this. This year on this end, we're putting our cucumbers here. We got our cucumbers going in. We got some marigolds in the center. I'll zoom in right there. There we go. Got some marigolds going in to kind of help with some pest control. I believe in cross planting. I've seen it done. I've read about it, and it's just worthy. So we got some marigolds to help reflect some of the bugs and pests. But as you can see, our cucumber plants are coming along. It's cold, hot. It's playing a little trial on them, but they're going to pull on through. Coming in right here on this end, we got our squash this year. We're going to put our squash in this bed. We did really good with our squash, but I only had 2 plants last year. I got 6 this year, and we did really good. This is the crookneck, so we're going to have some of that this year. I love the crookneck. They're easy to flick, they're easy to cut up, and you know when they're done. Went on over here into my tub. Now this tub, we did have squash in this one last year, one of our best beds last year. As you can see, this bed's still doing real good compared to that one and that one. These were all planted at the same time. We took an old feed trough that we had, my dad gave to me a couple years ago. We planted very successful in a couple times, and we've got some cabbage in here already. This is our first batch coming up here. We got a plant here, some here, and some here. The others didn't come up, so I went back and replanted those in the spot so we can stage out our our cabbage coming out. Turning around here, we've got some more pepper plants here. This is a bell pepper, and look at there, we've already got our first little bloom right there. Ain't that pretty? Seeing good God work there. Got another pepper plant there. Now up here I put some iceberg lettuce in here. You can see bed's pretty tall, pretty thick. It's full all the way. I've got 3 iceberg lettuce heads in there planted. Got them planted yesterday morning, so they should be coming on. Right in here, we're gonna have some thyme, and what else did I plant here? I planted some thyme and oregano. So we've got 4 oregano plants down here, and we got some thyme right here. Now as we come back around here, last year, for those that were with me last year, this is where the garden ended. The fence was actually at the post right here. The fence was planted right here, and it went right down here, and it went all the way down to that post, and that was it. That was the size of our raised bed garden last year. Very small, and we put out a lot and went to some sales and was able to put out some good product this year. So we have really made our beds bigger this year. Here's our main potato bed here of red potatoes. Over here in this one small one are our Irish potatoes. Here we have the red potatoes. We're just real fond of them. And here is going to be our carrot bed and radish bed. We have 2 rows of carrots. They haven't popped up yet. And I also have some radishes in here on the sides. I've been reading about how much carrots and radishes work together here. All right, in here, the next bed. As you can see, we've already got some lettuce coming up. This is the romaine lettuce that we like. It's starting to pop up. And then here's our favorite lettuce we like. This is the black seeded Samson. They're starting to come up here in a couple spots. Got a little grass coming up. We're gonna pluck that in a little bit and go put that in the compost, because you always need that green material in your compost. All right, once we go here, here's the expansion. This is gonna be the main pepper row here. We've got bell peppers. We've got these right here, the big Berthas. Right in here, we've got one in here that is, here it is. The Tabasco, the little ones here, the 40,000 heat units here. So we got one of those. This is the one thing I'm very happy about, and this is a good design. We took more blocks, we filled them up. This is our tomato bed planted with marigold and basil. Now what we did is we took some of these roadside posts that I had saved from some jobs I have done in the past. We took an old extension cord that wasn't no good. The wires were broke inside, so you couldn't use it. But hey, we found a way to use it. We put these in here, hooked them in here, tied them down, zip tied, and we put these poles down in there, just little fiberglass poles. And these are gonna be our units. And they're gonna go right down through here. As you see, it just goes right there to another post. We got 14 plants in here. We're going to make sure we trim them so they grow tall and not just bush out. And we got it tied in again, same way. So we're gonna be real proud of this. We have got some celebrities. I've got, I believe, 6 celebrities. I've got also some Cherokee purples. I got 3 Cherokee purples there. And then I got some better boys right here, 3 better boys. And then this right here, this one didn't make it. So I went back and I planted 1 plant of the little cherry tomatoes. I planted that yesterday. But we should be coming along. Branch has been asking me for some more cilantro, so I've planted some cilantro in this bed. This is our rosemary plant we've got with this. This plant's actually 2 years old. We did all of our rosemary off of it last year, and we're doing some more. We replanted it, removed it out of one pot into a bigger pot, hoping to get more. Now these are not ready, but these will be ready. Michelle's going to plant some wheatgrass, and I think some lentils for the chickens, so it'll be grown right here so she can go cut it and feed it to the chickens. This is going to be some old yard rails that we had, some roadside rails. We got this, made a bed out of it, and we're going to fill this in this week. And this is where our pole butter beans will be built. We're going to plant our butter beans right here. All right. So this is going to be the beds that we built here. These are the 2x12s that they had a job site where they were going to actually burn them and get rid of them. They had built form boards to build the concrete forms out of them. They had thrown them over the side, covered in concrete. I asked the contractor what he was going to do with them. If we're taking another job site, he said, no, we're going to throw them away, burn them. I asked him if I could have them. He sure gave it to them for free. So, you know, this is the thing about visiting job sites and getting to know those contractors. Sometimes they'll just give you stuff that they don't need no more. They can't use them. But homesteaders, we can always find a place. So right down here, we'll start. I cannot remember what I planted here yesterday, but I planted something here, and I can't remember. It's on my chart. I've got a chart, and that's bad. These are my Texas sweet onions. As you can see, they are coming along nicely. We need to put a little bit more in here, but we've got some onions coming. We're really happy with that. This here is our chives and onions here. These are the multiplying onions. People love these. I love them. I've had these in my family for as long as I can remember. My grandfather grew these. He gives some of the little onions to my dad. My dad grew them, and then my dad gave me some, and now I'm growing them. And I just hope that Branch and Mason will continue that tradition. Mason is not one of the greatest lovers of gardening. He does love the food, but he's not a great one. But now Branch is. Branch loves to garden. Celery. That's what I planted here. I had to remember. I planted celery in this bed yesterday. I'm just going to be here for a long time. It takes about 110 to 120 days for celery to get ready. But that's what's in that bed. We put a couple plants of string beans in here, just bush green beans will be here, not pole, just bush green beans. We'll plant them there. We got a lot of green beans left over from last year, so we just did a smaller one this year. This one here is going to be bush purple hull peas, and I was able, because you plant them only 3 inches apart, I was able to get some in there, so I was real happy. And then yesterday afternoon, I got this one set up, and also we got cantaloupes in here. I got 3 cantaloupe plants in here. I know I could have got 2 in here real easily. I went for a third, just hoping that I had enough room. One going that way, one going that way, and one going that way. So I was real happy on that. But like I said, all these beds right here, built out of 2x12s that were 24 feet long, off of a construction site. This bed here, this green metal bed, actually a guy had posted it on Facebook Marketplace, 10 bucks. I think they're $35, $40 brand new off Temu. I went and picked it up, and I love it. And then over here, it's gonna be our okra bed. We're gonna plant this. I've already got the hay and the rabbit poo out of the rabbit pen. We come out here and emptied them out. We're letting it set and get started, and then we're gonna put in some more of our compost that we have here, and then we'll put a little bit of topsoil just on the top, and we'll put our okras in here. Now, we did okra down there, like I said, last year. We ended up putting right at 60 bags of okra up last year, just out of what we raised out of those. And I'm hoping this is about the same length of what we did last year, so I'm hoping that we get another 60 out of it. We eat a lot of okra, but we like to sell it. That's a good seller for homesteaders, especially here in the South. Mississippi is a big thing, but Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, big okra people. I'm not going to speak for the rest of the country, but I will on that. But this is a good way to do it right here. So if you're ever interested in doing raised beds, you can do anything. You can take roadside material like this right here. These used to be on the side of bridges, and you know, they're just laying around somewhere and nobody using them and nobody cared about them. We got them, you know, and I built a bed out of them. These 2x12s, it was going to be burned. Had a little concrete on them, so what? I knocked it off with a hammer, scraped it off. Center blocks. People's always selling center blocks. People's always getting rid of them. You get this little tub here at any co-op, Tractor Supply, somewhere like that. These tubs here, we get them at the co-op. This is what cow lick stuff comes in for, the salt licks for the cows and horses. Pick them up, they'll sell them to you. I inherited this tub from a lady on a job site. I went and worked on her air conditioner. She had it out there in her back, was gonna throw it away. I asked her, could I have it? Yep, it's got a bunch of holes in it. Probably more holes than it needs, but guess what, it works. I built these after I saw a design online. It's just some old tin I had laying around, some old boards that are falling apart. You're gonna have to do a little work on it, a little maintenance on it, but it works. And I put certain things in here like lettuce and things that might need a cover on it on a cold night. So guess what? I can throw a cover on top of this. I got these flower pots. You know, they're old. Took an old cattle trough, this black rubber, filled it up. I have to add some every now and then. I plant something that's big and bulky that don't take a lot of roots. I got my squash, more center blocks. I really like the center block beds, if you can't tell. I think it's a good idea. A friend of mine built this for me. He had it last year. We added some more. Nothing too deep, the reach isn't too big. Perfect. Look at this one here, another 2x12s. We built a raised bed so that we don't have to get down to the ground. The roots ain't gonna be that big. We can walk by and just pick off our time. Wasted boards right here that we can do. I built my own rack to hang up my water hose. I got a hole right here that if I want to put my hoe in right here, or my rake right there, I don't have to look at it. It's right there, it's hanging up. And of course I got my bench after I'm tired and taking a long video. I can do. Took this door, came off of a guy doing a work job for him, an air conditioner, swapping out his air conditioner. He was taking down his boards. They were going to take all these boards down, put up new boards. Yeah, some of the boards were really bad, but some of them were good. I grabbed this whole door, brought this door home, still the original hinges that he had. Put it up, made my door. I got pallets right here and boards that I've cut to make my compost beds. And here we are. I got my thermometer in there, and we're running roughly about 120, 125 right now. And we're making compost right here, right beside our garden. Here we got more. We got some organic material there. We got shavings out of the brooder room where our baby chicks are at. All that will break down. We got this. When I did this one, when I completed this one, the level was to right here. I stopped it somewhere right in here, adding material. I didn't add any more. And look how far it's done sunk down. We're making compost. When it starts packing down like this and starts going in, you know you're making compost. We built this one here. We're moving our big one that we had, y'all, anybody seen our old videos where we had the 12x12 that was 5 feet tall? We're breaking it down because it wasn't breaking it. It had gotten so big and gotten away from us. We had to rethink it, and we're doing this. We're gonna make them smaller. We're gonna go 4 feet across, 3 feet in, and we're making this one be better. We have water inside now this year that we didn't last year. So we don't have to drag a water hose that far. And I've got a sprinkler out there that we're gonna put in and just sprinkle when it gets a little bit warmer. Every year is a process in homesteading. Every year is a process of learning, actually making mistakes and learning from your mistakes. You cannot give up. You can't throw the towel in. If I would throw the towel in, I'd have been done years ago. I have a dream, I have a desire, and I will not stop. No matter what obstacles get thrown in my way, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to find those advantages. I'm going to look for that scrap material. I'm going to look at it and say, what can I do this? Can I use this in my garden? Can I use this in my chicken coop? And I'm going to do it. And that's how you make this dream work. Hard work, tons of mistakes, and a lot of sheer luck. And then in 40 years, you got a lot of knowledge that you can pass on to the next generation. But this is the size of our garden this year. It has doubled from a 16 foot by 30 foot to a 30 foot by 60 foot. And that's what we've got. And next year, this garden is we're heading towards the pond next year. We're gonna take that fence and we're gonna add on to another one, and we're gonna have even a bigger one next year. And we're gonna add more beds next year. We're gonna get bigger and bigger because our produce stand's gonna make us do it. So, get a garden, start out small, read books, ask people for questions, and learn. Make some mistakes and learn from them and do it better next year. And the next year, instead of having one big bed, have 10. And then the next year, have 15. And next year, just keep growing. Get a produce stand to sell your overflow to make money so that you can add on to more. Or because your kids are being homeschooled and they need those newer books. They need to update them. That's what this is all for right here. Sorry for the preaching. I got away from me. But here again, we're proud of our garden. We're proud of our homestead. And we have it well organized this year. We hope the same for each and every one of you, that each and every one of you can have this. And you take the time to do it. And we hope to see each and every one of you at the produce stand, whether you're coming to buy our produce or whether you're coming to learn or whether you're just coming to enjoy. We hope each and every one of you have a great day. This is Wasted Days Homestead in Central Mississippi. Please like, share, and comment to continue the support that you have been so grateful for. Have a wonderful day.